Hi, I'm BDimez. I'm a professional athlete on the Granite team. Today I'm going to show you how to meal prep in 15 minutes for the whole day. Okay, food prep. Now, I work from home, but I've been prepping food the same way for years. I like to bulk cook, and then I like to take 15 minutes. I just got in for my morning walk, have my coffee, and now I'm going to show you guys how I food prep everything. My first meal of the day, that is the only one that's not out of Tupperware. That's my eggs and my toast. Depends on if I have toast or not, kind of depends. I'm 5 days out right now from the Olympia. So what I do to make everything super simple, I have my meal plan just on my refrigerator. I know today is a medium day after I checked in with coach. So I do have some carbs today, which is exciting. So first things first, sipping on my coffee. I'm gonna put my water boiler on, grab all my stuff out. You can tell I'm getting lazy on prep. I have a perfectly good pineapple right here, but I didn't even feel like cutting it up, so I bought pineapple for $5. Got rice cakes. Normally I would do jasmine rice, but right now where my carbs are getting changed so frequently, I just find plain rice cakes to be easier to measure. And honestly, I'm sick of rice. I trick my mind by eating the rice cakes just to get a little more satiated. Hear the crunch. I'm not actually ever satiated at 5 days out, but gotta do what you gotta do. So my breakfast, again, which I already had, meal 2 is gonna be, I have 5 ounces of chicken breast and veggies. So get my Tupperware. I'm weird. I have certain Tupperwares for certain things I like, which you'll see. But lately I've been on a pink kick. It's also October, so these are my Halloween edition Lilo and Stitch Tupperware. Gotta make it fun. Food scale. Now, this is what saves the most time. You will never catch me prepping chicken for every meal. I know some people do that. I don't know how they have time. I like to prep everything so then I can just work and go on my productive day. So this is plain chicken breast with just a little bit of bone broth. And I made this 2 days ago, so I have a little bit left. I'm gonna show you guys too how I make that. All right, so we got 5 ounces, barely anything left in there. Probably just give some to Rosie, that's my dog, after when I make fresh. And then I made this asparagus last night. It's just plain asparagus with salt and asparagus. I'm gonna do 3 spares of that for meal 2. So first meal done. I'm gonna put that over there. My next meal is my favorite one. So the rice, the cream of rice. So that's all boiled. I have a whole bunch of flavors of cream of rice. I'll show you guys some of my favorites. Everyone thinks cream of rice is a bodybuilder meal, but if you haven't tried flavored ones, you need to. So I have a chocolate brownie, I have an apple pie, maple waffle, and coconut cream pie. I'm almost out of this one, the coconut cream pie. That one has been my go-to because I also have pineapple in that meal. So I'm making like a coconut upside down cake. At least that's what it tastes like to me. So I have my special cream of rice bowl. I like this one because it's collapsible, super easy. we have 60, or no, it's 50 grams. 50 grams of this, which is right about 46 grams of carbs. There we go. And then I am gonna grab, so that, like I said, that's my pre-workout meal. So I use 2 different types of salts in all of my meals. I have iodized salts, which people often forget. You need this for healthy thyroid function. But then pink Himalayan, that's gonna give you the better pumps. So I'm gonna have a lot of that. I like my food salty. I'm also doing a water load right now, again, since I'm 5 days out. So I need extra salt. All right, so I'm very picky about how I make my cream of rice. So I can just eyeball it at this point. I've been making it for years. Gonna give it a little stir. And then I like it pretty thick, so I'm gonna put it in the microwave for another minute. All right, so cream of rice done in the microwave. Gonna grab some cinnamon. I'm using vanilla granite protein. I use protein for 2 out of 3 meals a day. I like this one because it has a mix of the whey, casein, egg white, and beef. So I'm getting all the different amino acids. This one also blends really, really well, and it has digestive enzymes right in it. I'm gonna add cinnamon. Give it a good stir. All right, so that's the texture. I like my cream of rice nice and thick. I can pretend right now that it's gonna fill my hungry belly. And then I add 100 grams of pineapple. I've been using pineapple all prep. It is just, for how much you can have, I believe 100 grams of pineapple is only like 22 grams of carbs. So all about volume. And again, pineapples have certain enzymes in them. I'm all about healthy gut micro. All right, we get a beautiful meal there. Sometimes I'll lick the spoon after. It's so good. Just to give myself a little tease as to what's to come later. So I like my cream of rice cold. I think it tastes more like a dessert. So I'll put that in the fridge when I'm done. So again, meal 1, here's meal 2. Next, I'm gonna make my post-workout. All right, this meal, super simple. It's my post-workout, so it's not gonna be any fat. It's just protein and carbs. So I'm actually gonna use the rest of the chicken. I know I said I was gonna give it to Rosie, but I'm gonna mix my protein sources because I'm trying to use everything in the fridge, and there's nothing I hate more than wasting food, okay? I come from an Italian poor background, so there's no wasting food in this house. So let's see how much chicken I had left. I had almost 2 ounces. So then I'm gonna take some of the shrimp I have, that's just plain salt and pepper. Shrimp and chicken breast are very similar in macros. All right, we got 4 ounces there. No veggies in my post-workout, just that. And for carbs, like I said, I've been using rice cakes. I have, let's see, 45 grams of carbs. That's gonna be 4 of these rice cakes. So again, I'm on prep, making things easy for myself. I'm just gonna remove them from here and put them in a Ziploc bag. Got 3 in here. One more. Again, I'm just gonna add, these are plain rice cakes. I'm gonna add a little cinnamon and some iodized salt. I'm gonna put this right by my water and my vitamins for the day. That way, I'm not gonna forget my carbs, but just so I don't. So that's done. So after post-workout, I'm gonna have my steak, another good meal. So I made this 2 nights ago, just flank steak, very, very, very low fat. I usually then portion it out so I know exactly how much I'm having. So this is my last piece, so I know this is exactly 5 ounces, so I don't even need to measure it. Gonna keep it like that. Gonna add the rest of the asparagus to it. And you know what? I wanna be all pink. This is just my type A OCD. So I'm just gonna put it in my pink one instead. And this is dirty. All right, and then I'll have one more meal for the day. This one I like to have right before bed at like 10 p.m. or so. It's like a little dessert. I was on a Ninja Creamy kick for so long that now I'm actually sick of them, and I went back to just plain yogurt with protein. And I have a little bit of fat in there too, so I'll show you guys how I make it. Gonna grab some almond butter. I kind of just clean as I go. I hate messes, freaks me out. So, and I can't be working from home with a messy kitchen. I'm gonna get a smaller Tupperware just for better mixing. And I'm gonna do chocolate protein instead of vanilla. I already used vanilla in the cream of rice. Got my chocolate one over there. All right, so I get 4 ounces of plain Greek yogurt. In the past, I've actually usually cut out dairy this far out, but I like keeping it in. I feel like it helps me continue to go to the bathroom, you know, stuff that doesn't always happen on prep because of the probiotics. So we will keep it in. Almost there. All right, scoop of the chocolate. Then I like to add just a little water. The only problem with this meal is that there's just not enough. When I'm off season or if I'm making it for someone like a dessert, I will add like 8 ounces of Greek yogurt and 2 scoops of protein. All right, that's good. And then I have almond butter in it. I have 2 whole tablespoons, so that's 32 grams. Please, if you're watching this, measure out your nut butters. That is probably the biggest mistake I see people that are new to tracking and dieting make, is they'll just guess, and your eyes are gonna want, like, let's see. I'm pretty good at guesstimating now, but I'm still gonna measure. was 18. 26, a little more. 32, perfect. So then just mix everything together. The almond butter with the chocolate. Oh, it's so good. Again, that's why I have this meal last, like a dessert. All right, so all my food prep is done for the day, but I want to prepare for later. So I'm going to put everything I used. All my meals are going to go in order in the fridge. That way I can just grab it. And if my day gets crazy, the reason why I can't stress, do all your bloopers. Do all your meal prep at once, because if the day gets away from you, if you have to run off and go do something, there's no excuse. You already have your food made. I can't stand when people are like, well, I didn't have time or I didn't do this. No, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. It's just about preparing. That is with anything fitness related or any type of success. If you want to see yourself be successful, just prepare. Take the time to prepare.
Good to go.
The crock pot is my best friend on prep. I was marinating and smoking my chicken, but the more time that goes on, the deeper I get in prep, the more I'm doing cardio, the more I'm working, etc. So this is my go-to. This crock pot, God knows how old this is. This could be over a decade old. I like the Costco chicken breasts because I don't have to wash them, and they're already pretty lean. A lot of times if I get chicken elsewhere, I'll notice I have to trim a lot of the fat. So this is a 3-pack. There's 2 chicken breasts in each container. So that will last me. I'm also prepping. I give my partner, he gets his food from me too. So just gonna plop it in there. I keep it in this bucket so I don't make a mess. I'm on camera today, so I'm being super careful not to get it on me. Sometimes in the mornings, I will just wear like an apron and then wash it. And then, so it cooks better. I like to then cut up the chicken into like 2 or 3 pieces. Yep, I'm just gonna raw dog it. It's funny because I have clients that are like, how do you touch chicken? Like, you just, all this stuff, meal prep, the more you do it, it gets easier. Obviously, this isn't how I would prep food if I was gonna have people over. But again, 5 days out, a lot of protein to make. I also love the crock pot because if I have extra chicken or if I'm traveling, you guys are getting my pro tips right now. If I'm traveling, I will then divvy up the protein once it's cooked and put it in small Ziploc bags, each labeled the number of ounces I have, and I freeze it. That way, if I'm going on a plane or something, I already have that done. All right, that's all cut up. Gonna wash my hands. Then super simple, chicken bone broth. Again, in prep, so every calorie is accounted for. So this just gives it a little bit of flavor and keeps it so that it doesn't dry it out. Plug this in right here. I'm gonna put it on low. That way I don't have to worry about it. It can stay in here. It'll be cooked in like 4.5 hours, but who knows what my day is gonna bring. I might not be able to finish shredding it and taking it out till 10 o'clock tonight. So it'll be good on low for hours. I added enough bone broth in there so it won't dry out. So all my meals are prepped for the day. The only thing I have to do now is make my intra-workout shake. So I basically have a whole supplement store at my house. And I am very particular about my intra. I feel it's very important. Obviously, right now, everything's kind of laid out. There's a science behind my peak, but it's always very important, your intra-carb timing for recovery purposes, as well as performance. All right, so I'm gonna start off my intra with a scoop of L-glutamine. That's always good for the gut lining. I have this twice a day. Creatine, the number one supplement you should be taking, everyone should be taking. 1 scoop is 5 grams. I'm gonna take 2 scoops, that's 10 grams. That's the recommended amount for women. Women actually need more creatine than men. Fun fact, did you know that? I do not cut creatine out. I've tried it before, it doesn't make a difference for me, and I like keeping it in. So we got the creatine, we got the glutamine in there. Next up is the recovery, one of my favorite products from Granite. This is exactly 20 grams of carbs, plus it has ashwagandha in it. So it's just gonna speed up recovery. It has coconut water in it as well, so it's delicious. This is the Blue Crush flavor. Scoop of that. Some extra essential amino acids. This was the orange creamsicle flavored. At this point in prep, I know it might be a little weird to mix different flavors. It all tastes good to me and I don't really care. I'm just using what I have. And then I use 1 scoop of collagen. That's gonna give me 10 grams of protein for my intra, but also I find it best, just so I remember to take my collagen, I just like to take it intra. Some studies show that it's better to have it intra, but as long as you're taking it, that's all that matters. Again, I am measuring all my water today, so I'm gonna use the gallon. And I might as well just chug some while I'm at it too, because I have 2.5 gallons to go today. You guys are watching this, drink your water. This is your little PSA. All right, I'm gonna shake this up. And also, all my supplements, I make them once a week. So again, just something I don't have to think about it. So that's all good. Gonna put this in the fridge, clean up the kitchen, and then start the workday. All right, so hopefully you guys are excited to do your own meal prep now that you saw how I do it so quickly and managed to clean my kitchen as we went. I'm excited to be back, but I want you all to tell me in the comments what your favorite meal is and what you want to see from me next, because I'll be seeing you again soon.